Hello, hope you're all well, hope your cats are well and everyone's happy. I'm hanging out with Fig today and I thought I would just update you on some of my cases that I've had recently. So one common theme that keeps coming up is the issue of medication and people using medication to help with behavioural issues. And I think there's some sort of misconceptions there. So some people feel like by the time you have to use medication that like you've failed, all was lost, like you weren't able to help the cat from behavioural side, and so we've had to resort to medication. And people feel guilty for this and they worry about side effects and they worry about the cost and they worry just about their cat's well-being, which I totally get and I do support all those concerns. However, it's not as dire as you might think, especially like for me as a behaviourist. I don't have any veterinary training, so I'm not like prescribing drugs, but I can recommend people go back to the vet and discuss medication there. So I find that actually using medication can help with behavioural therapy. So if you have, my dog's joined us, if you have a cat who needs medication, what you might find is that it is actually, it can be useful to open up a window where we can make changes behaviourally. So like a cat I visited recently was already on Clomicalm by the time I visited. So his behaviour around strangers had changed in that he used to avoid everybody, but now he was much more approachable. So when I walked in, he came like trotting over to me, and the owners were saying like, oh, he would never have done that before, he would never have done that before. So here for this cat, then because he is like a bit more present and he's being around people and not being so avoidant, it opens up an opportunity for us to then work on his behaviour and how he feels towards people so that we can begin to wean him off the medication. And so the medication acts as like a bridge, because you may not have got to the point where previously he would have been around people at all, so we wouldn't be able to start like building a relationship and rebuilding trust between him and strangers, because he wasn't putting himself in a position to allow us to do that, and it might have taken months or even years to get to that point. Whereas with the medication, now the opportunity is there, so we can begin to build that relationship. So if this person has a new partner moving in, or kids in the future, or like guests round, then there's lots of opportunities to start building that relationship because the medication is there. So once we've got to a point where his behaviour is super relaxed and chilled around new people and it's no longer an issue, then we can start to wean him off the medication, obviously with veterinary input and with behavioural support, so that we can make this last permanently and like permanently change the way he feels about people without the medication in place. So just swimming around my mind lately that like medication isn't as bad as you might think, and it can just be a temporary adjunct to behavioural therapy too. It's not just one or the other. But anyway, that's my thoughts for this week. Tell me about your cats. How are things doing? I hope they're, well, I was going to say hope they're enjoying the summer, but it's been crappy, hasn't it? There's literally no sunshine. Cats are miserable, they don't want to go outside. But I hope you're all keeping well, and I'll see you next week for another catch up, and Saturday for another video on cat behaviour. Take care, bye.